And this is it. Your life is taking off and you're getting that rite of passage. There's almost as if like anything you do is going to be successful in a way. Capricorn, how you doing, Capricorn? Welcome to your Astroflower reading for the week going from the 10th through to the 16th. Have you seen your monthly readings? Have you seen the collective monthly readings and the equinox readings? There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment in the collective around us, and it affects us and affects the weekly readings. So it would be interesting for you if you want to get a really good heads up to have a look at that. It will be linked at the end of this reading, so you can go and have a look at it then. In the meantime, let's get straight on to your Astroflower. Welcome. Okay, let's just see what the overall energy is for you here. It's like a fountain that doesn't stop giving. Healthy boundaries, going on a journey. I think this is sort of like, I think this is a case here of going on that journey. You know, she looks, I think this is a lady, but, you know, it's not gender specific, of course, but I think she looks very much like the King of Wands. It's like a king in waiting, of having that majestical stuff about her. And she's gone through those difficulties and now is ready to be the light to shine and go forth. And I think that is the realization that you would have had this going week. Did you get that wave of understanding coming through you, of repositioning, which is a huge success, really. You might have had a success in the physical world as well, within your job, your business, or within your loves. You know, within your partnership, within your sort of couple, or within your you know, with all your relationships. And it's now, it's almost as if like you've got this fountain has got to keep on giving. These realizations and these understandings are just going to flow from you, and as they flow from you, they're going to be pulling more out, and that's what a spring does. You know, as you pull on it, it's going to create more water to come out. So I think it's more that than healthy boundaries, to be honest. Let's just see what's going on the karmic message in regards to your relationships. I think there's a case of enjoyment here and not getting carried away. Keep it as light as possible, basically. I think that's what it is. Keep it as light as possible. Don't get trapped. Don't get, you know, caught in scenarios that are just it's just gonna make your earth harder and harder and harder. Or it's gonna make, if it fills out with too many emotions, it's just gonna make your land boggier and boggier and boggier. Your earth boggier, because you have water at your base, as you can well see on your flower there, and that water, that emotions can flow up. If they flow up too much, it's going to make your earth, which is around you there, be a little bit like you know like bog, like marshes, like quicksand and stuff like that. So, and that'll make you feel stuck. So I would just keep things as light as possible. If you can keep things as light as possible, let's see how the universe is going to help you out here. Yeah, there's lots of connections with people that you might not have spoken to for a long time. It's almost like a music festival where people, you've been going to it for years, you've met loads of people at the festival. And this year you go back and you seem to meet loads of people that you'd met in previous festivals, as it were. You know, real coincidence. Relationships, yeah, just owning your emotions. I think this is how the universe is trying to do it. So they're gonna, you know, they're trying to bring you back to a point where you're connecting to the community, because you might have been disconnected from the community for a long time, and that's that whole festival thing about, and it's connecting you emotionally, but almost like very poised emotions, just kind of like laughing because it's fantastic, and sighing when it's difficult, and you know, crying when it's like emotionally touching, you know, that sort of thing. Just really getting into the emotions, but having control. So when it's done, it's done. So when the emotional bit of crying is done, you have that hug and you kind of go, right, now let's go and watch that band sort of scenario. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence you here. So they're trying to keep you in the here and now to stop you from getting stuck. They're sort of like, you know, there's lots of things coming up in relationships. And this could be family, friends, community, your couple. But they're bringing in a lot of things. That is you coming up there. They're asking you to be you. And you are a real social animal when you get your, you know, your skates on. And I think it's the moment this week here is having control over your emotions. So you can actually, and the other thing the devil does is that it's the light bearer. So it brings light in so you can actually see the broader picture around your path. And help you to be emotionally sort of sound about going forward, and bringing more and more of that realization in you to the surface. So then you can express that for the people around you and be that leading force within your community, within all your relationships that are around you. And it's really setting yourself, or setting your personage, as it were. Let's just see, or your character. Let's just see what's going on with the guides, how the guides are influencing this conversation that is within you. So that's in the subconscious level. Be very open to conversations, but don't, you know, decide quickly if you want to go deep into the conversation, if you want to spend some time exploring all the avenues. There's going to be, it's going to help you make those decisions, sort of kind of going, this is not going anywhere, or this is not my domain, or I don't like this activity, you know. So it could be, say, like, I don't know, let's just say you don't like basketball. And everyone sort of said, come on, let's go, we're going to go play basketball. And you kind of go, nope. Because your guides kind of said, no, don't worry about that. There's plenty of other fish. There's plenty of other things to do. And it's almost being self-centered, which you're very good at, Capricorn. Sometimes you can be a bit too self-centered. You know what I mean? But here it's sort of saying, be self-centered in the form of enjoyment, I think, more than anything else, and exploration and learning with others. Listen to the messages coming through. I think there's going to be a lot of understanding. A lot of that, as I said, bringing that water to the surface, bringing that, not bogging you down, but allowing the water to escape, so therefore it doesn't get boggy. Allowing your emotions to express itself. And this is where your guides are going to try and help you with that internal conversation so you can express the messages as much as hear the messages within the relationships around you. It's a real resetting of the relationships. And that could be your family, your friends, your community, and your couple. Generally across the board, I think. It doesn't actually speak to a like a couple scenario. It could well be, but I don't think it is. I think this is more as of how you place yourself within the couples or within the relationships that are around you. Okay? Let's see what's going on your financial, your job, your business, and your project side. Karmic message here is push. It's like you've been digging your way through a tunnel. You're creating a tunnel, I don't know, for yourself, and you're almost coming to the end, and you can sense it. So it's like sort of saying, don't give up pushing. You can feel that it's on the cusp, but that things are gradually falling into place. It's like seeing a wave break in slow motion. So you can see it breaking. If you imagine you're surfing, you can see it breaking over your shoulder like that. And as you're surfing the wave, you can then adjust to that breaking wave as it's happening around you. And this is what it's getting into. It's really living your pathway. Allowing those ideas to help you get from one side to the other. Allow those ideas to, become concrete plans within your life and exploring your ideas. I think it's a very, very light energy within your business or within your job. So I wouldn't put too much pressure on things, but I would certainly try a lot of things if I was you, just to see how it pans out. Let's just see how the universe is sort of influencing this. They're providing a really big wave behind you. That's what the force of the universe is there. And if you've been experiencing changes in your life through your business, your job, your finances and your projects, they're not coming to an end yet. This is what this source is coming up to the future. You know, it's bringing more and more out all the time. Apparently those two cards want to come out. It's nurturing the happiness of the community. So in your business and your job, if you looked in the monthly readings, it was all about respect and how that's the new currency for business and jobs. It's how we respect one another and how the business respects us as a collective thing. And you know, there should be happiness, and you've got to nurture this through. And it's like drawing that water. The more that you draw, the more success you will get. And this is what it's saying here. It's the more you encourage that within your business, within your job, the company that you work for, or the projects you're working on, it's going to provide more of the same for you. So if something's working for you, I would try and encourage that more and more if I was you. Okay, let's just see how the guides are influencing this karmic message. Opportunities are like boomerangs, and this is where manifestation comes into play. You can manifest things a lot, but sometimes it's almost good to let it go. It's like a meteorite that goes in orbit, and every time it goes in closer orbit, it gets pulled in a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more. Just in the moment, it kind of goes manifest. And sometimes it's good to let certain things just go past, but notice them. And I think this is how your guides are helping you out on a physical front, on coincidences, on situations in the world around you, where you can let things just slide by, but at the same time, there is opportunities to be seized upon now. So it's a sort of like concentrating on the here and now, and just occasionally just feel or notice the things, the zeitgeist that is happening around you. Concentrating on the here and now. That's what the Queen of Wands is all about. Yeah, this is how your guides are trying to do that with the simple little coincidences within your business or your job or your career or your projects. Let's just see how the guides are influencing your karmic, your karmic message, sorry, your conversation that is within you. I just saw something on the on your flower, but anyway, we'll go into that a little bit later on. So what's this conversation? How the guides trying to influence? They're bringing it back. They're bringing it back to the source. They're almost sort of saying, don't get caught up in, you know, pointless conversations, pointless little projects, pointless points of view. Just kind of sort of saying, look, if you feel like that and it's very respectful, yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's going to help them. It's good. Don't keep telling me. Just go and do it. That sort of attitude, in a way, very nice, encouraging other people to be their best example of themselves. But it's encouraging that flow through, that development, that growth within you, within the business, playing smart. That's what it is. This is where the guides sort of say to you in your conversation, when you're speaking to a colleague at work, that you just know they're going off subject and they're, it's waffling and wasting your time. And you can turn around and just sort of say, yeah, that's all. I've got to go and do this. It's that sort of encouraging and sort of kind of going, I want to know more about this sort of situation. So therefore, kind of, that's when you're going to get the questions in there. And if you're getting questions in there, ask them straight away. Don't wait for don't particularly wait for the pause, but put a little bit of pressure on the information coming out for you. I think will be really good. Let's just see what goes on the outcome of this. Now it's flowing into the future, like a firework that's taking off. Or like a rocket. It's exponential. So as a rocket takes off, have you ever seen, like, you know, the shuttles and everything like that when they should put them on television? And they take off, the blasters go off, and it doesn't really move anywhere. And then it really starts just moving slowly. And as it gets, it's just building up to speed. It really is building up to a crescendo. So it's a rite of passage. You've got to go through that passage. If you want to go out into space, you've got to go through that takeoff and landing moment. And this is it. Your life is taking off and you're getting that rite of passage. There's almost as if, like, anything you do is going to be successful in a way. You've got that Midas touch within you at the moment. And I think you can play that in your life in a really good way that helps not only you, but helps everybody that is around you, because that is the way things work. The way things work is, as long as I'm okay, everybody else can be okay, rather than when everyone's okay, I'm okay. It doesn't work like that, the world. The universe doesn't work like that. The universe works on, I put my mask on first in the plane, so then I can help others to put their mask on. It's the way it goes, okay? Get used to it. It's a learning that you should know about. Concentrate on that here and now. Explore those relationships, but don't get caught up, a very similar sort of thing. Don't get caught up in situations that are just not going anywhere. Prioritize, that's the word I wanted earlier on, prioritize the relationships that are expanding, that are exploring, that are opening up, basically. And I think that's going to encourage other people around you, encourage people around you to be a lot clearer as well. So it's going to help you as well on your path. Okay. There you go, Capricorn. There's loads of links in the description below. We will be doing the eclipse readings coming up. They'll be coming up next week. If you want to see them and get notifications on those readings, please do. When you subscribe, click that bell, because that's what the important thing is. You can support us also by sort of liking and sharing this reading across all sort of platforms, and also commenting, seeing how it's going for you as well. As I say, there's loads of links for you to explore, not only the Astroflower, but also our Instagram channel, and also the other side of the YouTube, which is Somatic TV. Anyway, I'm waffling. I do apologise. In the meantime, Capricorn, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.